Alex here, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be episode 1 of building the Battle of YERBANA. The Battle of YERBANA is the scene from episode 7 of the Clone Wars, where all of the 212 are sat waiting underneath the bridge. And, or all of the 501st are sat underneath the bridge waiting, and then they fly out, and the 212 are on the bridge attacking. I chose to do that scene because I really like the 212, and I wanted to do something 212 that wasn't just the Battle of Utapau, because I think that's been done so many times, and this hasn't been done very much, at least not to the scale that I plan on doing it. I've also been doing test areas for both the terraining that will be included in this build, as well as the overall scale of everything, as this will obviously not just be the bridge is the mark, because that it would work, but that's not how I want to do it. So let's head over to the mock table and I can show you the 2 little mock-up plans that I've done to show my intention for this build. Okay, so this is my basic intention. The scaling is slightly off here because I would like these bits to be slightly wider than the bridge will be. And this might be longer as well. But this is a basic idea of how this mock's going to go. This is obviously going to be the big engineering challenge of this build, is getting these massive supports built, and also trying to detail these in an effective way. I also only want to have 1 support out here and it be detachable from here. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. That is going to be a problem that arises, and one that I will have to deal with as and when it comes up. But I'm very, very excited to have this as just a little prototype base. And this will probably end up being 3 base plates, 3 green base plates wide. And this will probably end up being either a 2x3 or a 3x3. I'm leaning more towards a 3x3, possibly more, just because I still want this, and the terrain is what I'm really excited for with this build, as well as the bridge battle, obviously. And I might even change where this build is, and make it so that this is further up on the bridge, and that I have more of the terrain, because I will just grab my second plan. So this is my second plan for my build, and this is what I use to plan the terrain, as what I really wanted to do was have dark green as your base layer, and then have different layers of mud, because I want to put in craters like this one, because this is literally just a crater of an explosion, obviously, and there will be more brown and different colours that have been thrown out of this hole. But I also am probably going to add trench systems further back, so that when they break this line, as I want to have some clones like climbing up the wall or something, once they've broken here, they've still got a trench system they need to fight. And even though the battle will be probably about here, I still want this, mainly because I'm really excited about how this looks. And I built this and immediately went on and bought some dark orange, as I've got a decent amount of brown, decent amount of tan, and enough medium nougat to get me at least started, so I can get a base idea of this. But the colour that I didn't have much of a tool was dark orange. So in response to my lack for dark orange, I bought this. And I've already opened it, obviously, as I needed to remove some stuff from it, which wasn't relevant to this. But this is only like about £6 worth of dark orange, which should hopefully just get me started on being able to actually design stuff, which will be really nice. And I'll obviously be just emptying these out, adding it to my dark orange collection, which is currently what's used in here, which isn't very much, plus that, which is about 6 2x8s and a few curved, or 2x6s and a few curved tiles, which isn't very much, which is why I needed these to start on this. But this won't be a little while yet before I do this, but I'm going to break this down at some point and do another remock on a bigger base plate before I am able to do where this will be, just because I'll need to build up to it. But yeah, before I can do anything though, I've still got this bit remaining from Tantis. So my aim for this video is to get all of this table cleared, this gone, and then also just set up the base plates that I want to use for this build, and represent the bridge, where everything will go, all of the good stuff like that, the stuff that you obviously want to see in a first episode. And next episode we will actually start on the build. So yeah, I'm going to get to demolishing this, got some YouTube to watch, and I'll catch you guys in a sec. So I've done just a little bit of breaking down. Tantis is now gone. The only thing that remains is this first base plate that I built, that is currently just a pile, or underneath a massive pile of assorted parts that is going to fall at any moment. But yeah, this is the size, roughly, that I want to go for. It's a very odd size, has a large footprint, but not a lot of it will be on the floor, as all of these light grey base plates will not be on touching the ground at all. This black one is the only one that will have one pillar, like is seen there, on this build. It might end up being that I need to move it back one, but that will be able to be moved around, as each section of the bridge I will make so it can adapt to this design, so I can basically just put it where it's needed, and that gives some versatility. But overall, this will probably end up being, this is 20 bricks tall. This will probably end up being around about the final height of this, as obviously getting the height here is not the main focus of this build. Having a massive area down here, that's massive cliff face, is not the point. The point is to have this bridge battle. So I still want to allow a decent amount of clearance, so it still obviously shows the need for a bridge, but have this supported and this drawbridge almost be the focus. So that's what these 6 base plates are going to be. And then back here, I've just placed my like test build in here as well, to show what I mean with the terrain. So there will be a load of different craters in the back line. There'll probably be a trench running through, connecting up with the road. And I just want to add little details like that and focus much more on the detail of the terrain. As I think I did that for most of Tantis, but the back line of base plates was suffered significantly for, in my eyes, how good the front 1.5 looked. I've also expanded this compared to Tantis, so there's an extra half base plate, so it's a 3x3. I did that mainly because I don't want it just to be bridge and bridge connection. I want there to be this terrain. I want there to be all of these different things in this build, and most likely after this the connection is done here, this bridge is gonna or this pathway, I'm gonna build it at an angle that way, so it'll probably be after about this base plate it goes off into that corner. That will allow me to have all of this as highly detailed terrain and different battle points and things that I'm really looking forward to building, and is getting me really excited to build. This will obviously be a modular mountain, like I did Tantis, but Tantis has made me realise that I need to make my modules smaller. So instead of having 3 modules of 1, 2, 3, each base plate is going to be its own module, which is just going to allow for easier transport. And yeah, that will hopefully make it a lot easier in the long run. But I'm also going to build the tops. So when I'm building this one, I will also do the edge of this and here all together. And then I'll do the same on each of them so that they still run into each other nicely. And they've still got good continuity. That's something that I think will be very important for this build. But yeah, at some point, this whole build is going to turn into something that looks a little bit like that. So I'm very, very excited to get started on this. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.